Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up, by leaving a comment, or by subscribing. Yes, that's the other one if you have not done so already. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Dare I say it once again, there's a lot of stuff happening within the cryptocurrency space. Usually way too much to even have inside of one video. For those of you who have not been looking at the market the last, I want to say like day and a half, it's been around that time frame. BNB, the exchange token of Binance, has become the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap for the first time as its price continues to rally into the stratosphere. Binance Coin, the native token of Binance, has become the third largest crypto by market cap for the first time as its price continues to rise. Data from CoinGecko and Binance-owned CoinMarketCap show that BNB's market cap have surpassed that of Tether at around 4 o'clock in the morning on Friday. Is it Friday? What? Oh, snaps. I thought it was like Tuesday. At the time of writing, Binance Coins, because every day is the same because we're all at home, so Binance Coin's market cap stands at $36 billion. Binance token has mostly remained as one of the top 10 coins by market cap this coin has skyrocketed. There's no exact reason as to why it's happening, but I can. So for those of you who don't know, Binance Coin started out with 200 million tokens, and Binance told us that every quarter, every 3 months or so, that they planned on burning a huge portion of the coins. I think the last 3 burns that they did were the largest burns in history. So maybe that's what's fueling the rally, is that people are like, wait, the news that came out 3 months ago now makes a lot of sense, so they're buying up tons of it. But I don't feel like that's exactly it. There's probably something big is happening behind the scenes. It says it was $40 less than a month ago. I think it's at 260 or something right now. I would not be surprised if behind the scenes Binance has a huge partnership that's coming up, or some other tool, something is being created to use Binance Coin that we simply don't know about, but maybe mega investors behind the scenes, because that pump is a little bit too crazy. Especially over the course of, if you see like over the last 24 hours as well, like it looks a little insane. I looked around and people were saying that maybe it's the people from Wall Street Bets. Maybe they got into it. Maybe that was their new bet and therefore they decided to choose Binance Coin. But that also doesn't feel like it. So I assume by next Friday, since it's apparently Friday, by next Friday, we will probably have some like more concrete news as to exactly what's happening. Binance Coin is used, it's a utility token. It's popular, but not that popular. One would assume, here's an assumption, all the news that we've been getting about Bitcoin for the last like 9,000 weeks, you would assume that Bitcoin would be having a 100% pump. But anyway, that's kind of my own take on the entire thing, because it doesn't really make a lot of sense as to why the coin is pumping so hard in a very short period of time. But this is one of the major news stories. Binance Coin has flipped Tether and is now the number 3 token. We'll see what happens. We'll see where this goes. At this point, I wouldn't be shocked if it goes up to $400 because, what was the other coin we were looking at yesterday? For those of you who don't stay to the end of the video, I know. When we were looking at the prices, there were so many coins that were going up by like 138%. And I was like, yeah, because, everyone's using Flynipix every single day. That's the coin that we're always talking about. Anyway, so that's the Binance Coin news. It is very popular right now, the news. And I guess subsequently also the coin. This one says Bitcoin and Ethereum hold gains. Binance Coin flips Tether and is tested. I think it's well beyond that at this point, actually. Ethereum and Bitcoin are like sideways up. So like they're, the price is continuously going sideways on the chart, but they're up by like 1 or 2%, somewhere around there. We'll see what happens as the day ends up going on. What was that? I was going to say Bitcoin expects to reach $65,000 next month. Fractal analyst claims. There are a lot of people floating around. If you want to look at what this person said, it's kind of right here. Basically, if we continue on the same trajectory, it looks as if that Bitcoin is going to be hitting $65,000, if not $70,000 by next month. This does make sense. Once again, I see no reason as to why we are not over $100,000. It is no longer a speculative game, if you will. All the people who kept on saying that we were not a real market or we were not so-and-so, they're now into our market. Therefore, I assumption that the speculation has been washed away because they're now betting on it being something absolutely major and taking over the world because, you know, that's just kind of logic. What's this one? Here's the actual information from this guy who was talking about exactly why he believes that it's going to $65,000 and if not or $70,000. And this is the chart that he has right here. And here's a little jumps up the time frame and all that other kind of stuff, which his chart ends right at the end of this year. He sees a $151,000 Bitcoin, and by the middle of next year, that is roughly around a 278, which also then ties into what Plan B was saying. And also on top of that, it says 15,000 Bitcoin are leaving Coinbase each week. Here's what that means. It means the supply on crypto exchanges is dropping. That's exactly what it means. We've been going over that before. And one of the main reasons why people keep saying that Bitcoin's price is going up is either because we get news that Tesla bought it, or JP Morgan's going to buy it, or Citibank is going to buy it, or it's because the amount of Bitcoin that's actually on cryptocurrency exchanges tends to decrease on a week-to-week basis, if not a daily basis, depending on how your metric actually is. These are all quite significant things, and people still don't understand just how scarce Bitcoin is. And I mean, it's going to be a shock even to people in the cryptocurrency space. My friend sent me a lengthy message yesterday. Hello to you. Basically saying, you know, if all this is happening now when there's 900 Bitcoin being made per day, just imagine when it's 450. Just imagine when that gets cut in half. Just imagine, and you know, you kind of get the idea. But yeah, I think even people within the cryptocurrency space really don't understand, but eventually they will. Anyway, that's all the Binance coin news. That's the Bitcoin going up in price news, and cryptocurrency exchanges are all the crypto, all the Bitcoin that's on there keeps getting taken off. It's either by institutions or it's just by everyday normal people who don't want their money on Coinbase anymore. And without further ado, or rather, we are doing. Let's move on. Yeah, there we go. We are doing. Next up, this isn't surprising at all, financial and investment advisory giant, the Motley Fool, has announced it will be investing $5 million into Bitcoin with the expectation that it will rise to $500,000 Once again, the Motley Fool is actually it's a popular financial blog if you've never heard of it. It's kind of up there with Bloomberg and Morning Sun and, you know, the other blah, 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 blah. $5 million because they expect it to hit $500,000. Once again, when Bitcoin hits $250,000, it will be strong enough to rival, I don't know, I'm punching in a boxing ring or something, the US dollar. When it hits $500,000, we are going to start having conversations of when Bitcoin is going to $1 million. And then when we get to $1 million, you kind of see where all that's going. We have countries now. Did you see the thing that I posted on Twitter? For those of you who don't follow me on Twitter, why can't I remember the name of these countries? I don't understand. Anyway, it was some country who basically, like, this was a real thing. This wasn't like a fake thing that was going around. It was actually on their Senate's Twitter. And they basically had a long discussion. They were like, we can't stop Bitcoin. Bitcoin has made our currency worthless. And I was like, what? That's crazy. So all that's happening now with Bitcoin roughly around 50,000 US dollars. So buckle up. I almost said buckle up, buckaroos. I don't know if you know what that's from. If you ever watched South Park, you definitely. The point is, announced earlier today by a blog and Twitter post, the firm stated it won't be buying overpriced ETFs, but will be buying Bitcoin directly. Currently ranked 5th globally in the investing category according to the Similar Web. And with 87 million website visits per month, the Motley Fool outlined 3 core reasons behind the purchase. They said Bitcoin is a better store of value than gold. It's an effective hedge against inflation and has the potential to become a transactional asset. Do you understand what's happening right before our very eyes? Oh my gosh, why isn't Bitcoin already at like $500,000? This is so ridiculous. Like, everyone's adopting Bitcoin. Everyone, every financial thing, every single, and if they have not done so at this moment, they are having a lengthy discussion as to how to get into Bitcoin. Jeez Louise. And even better, the part that I always love the most is that they all roughly have the same exact price target. And it's not that Bitcoin's going to hit 500,000 and then slide down. Bitcoin at 500,000, it was that $10 trillion market cap. That's worth more than like half of the world's countries completely combined. When we hit $500,000 per Bitcoin, countries are going to be adopting it as their reserve currencies. Anyway, that's the Motley Fool's news. Here's the investment from their website. You don't get it. You don't get it. You don't understand what's happening, what's taking place. Do you understand how lucky you are to actually be in the cryptocurrency space right now? Anyway, I rolled my eyes. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if the camera's angle is too small, but I rolled my eyes because people don't get it. Anyway, that's the Motley Fool news because of course they're getting into it. Of course they're getting into it. And let's move on. Next up, Allianz's chief economic advisor, Mohamed El-Erian, says that the argument for investing in Bitcoin has reached a pivot point. He sees more companies following Tesla's example and embracing Bitcoin as an investment vehicle as well as a form of payment. I don't think I have it in here. There's more Lightning Network news. For those of you who don't know what Lightning is, the other payment system that is a layer or side chain, whatever, around Bitcoin that's going to allow for 1 million transactions per second. I kind of saved it for news I missed tomorrow because there's you can't believe how many tabs are open. But yeah, there's definitely more Lightning Network news. Lightning Network is going to be adopted. We are in 5 years. We are going to have a Bitcoin not only with private transactions, 1 million transactions per second, and the transaction fee is going to be 1 Satoshi, which is about 1/1000th of a penny. Get ready. The Economist highlighted key reasons for investing in Bitcoin in an interview with CNBC. He apparently is the president of Queen's College, Cambridge University. Wonderful. He's also an economic chief advisor, CEO, and money. The argument for Bitcoin is evolving. It used to be a negative argument, the Economist said. He elaborated that the reason for investing in Bitcoin used to be, you don't trust the system, invest in Bitcoin. You are afraid about inflation, about debasement. Invest in Bitcoin. Yields are too low on treasuries. Put Bitcoin in your risk mitigation basket. Now, suddenly we have those reasons, and Tesla says they are positive reasons. There are positive reasons, form of payment, investment vehicle. Now, that is the pivot. I guess the domino we were all waiting for was just Tesla. I guess that was it. I assumed it was the 300 banks we had before who said they were going to be getting into it, but apparently Muskie's, his words are apparently digital gold. See what I did there? Anyway, the point is, Allianz is also absolutely gigantic. Assumption. They're probably buying Bitcoin, going to be buying into Bitcoin, are looking at Bitcoin ETFs or things that have direct exposure to Bitcoin, because at this point, everyone is. No one's not looking at Bitcoin. Hello to my friends. I keep getting messages from my friends, or when I see them, they're like, hey, I saw your last video. And it's kind of weird because I don't think that they watch my stuff or know that I have this channel. So hello out there if you're watching. And please understand where all this is going. All right, that became very awkward, and let's move on. Now, this is something that people screamed at me about and were like, how the fudge did you miss this? I didn't miss it. It was just, I saw it and I was like, okay. But after the 30th comment of people being like, why didn't you talk about this? I was like, okay, fine, I'll talk about it. The Ontario Securities Commission, or the OSC, has approved the application for a Bitcoin ETF. It was filed by Evolved Funds Group According to an announcement today, the cryptocurrency market has become more integrated with the traditional financial markets by the day. Evolve has developed a true first, giving investors an easy-to-understand product that is available through their existing brokers and advisors that gives ownership of Bitcoin. For those of you who don't get why this is fascinating, interesting, or news at all, people within the United States, I think it's happened multiple times, have been trying to get a Bitcoin exchange traded fund. That is basically, it is a fund that you can trade on an exchange. Not joking. People usually always ask what an ETF is. It's just a normal fund that you can trade on an exchange that buys Bitcoin directly and holds Bitcoin for the fund in America for about a good 6-7 years. And every single one of them has been shot down. It must be over 25 attempts at this point. And everyone was like, when will we get ETF? No one knows. But every other country in the world, like I've mentioned before, already has an ETF or an exchange traded product or an exchange traded note that is based around Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies in some sort of way. So the news basically being that Canada, which is in North America, for you should all know that, has another Bitcoin ETF, the second one in like 2.5 weeks. So everyone's sitting there going, why doesn't the States have one yet? So I guess the pressure is being put on them, if you will. Exchange traded funds are a type of security that comprise varied baskets of assets, shares of which can be listed and traded on exchanges. In case of a Bitcoin ETF, the underlying asset is the cryptocurrency. This way, crypto exchange traded funds allow institutional investors to get exposure to digital assets without actually buying or having to hold the item. Some people feel comfortable with buying a note or a fund that is denominated in Bitcoin or holds Bitcoin as opposed to holding Bitcoin itself. I don't understand that. I'm not part of that group. But alas, yeah, here we are. So the news being is that another ETF has gained approval. I think the other news was, a day or two ago when the first fund got approved, that a couple of American companies were looking to Canada to try and get exposure to that ETF because, the US still doesn't have one. And the news basically being for like a long time now that when at this point, because I think people have kind of stopped caring if the US gets it or not because, the rest of the world continues spinning. When we get an ETF in the States, that basically Bitcoin's price will also skyrocket, explode because, logic. On top of that as well, just recently during MicroStrategy's Bitcoin for Corporations event, Stone Ridge Asset Management and New York DIG, that is Digital Investment Group, founder Ross Stevens explained that he sees a wall of money entering the Bitcoin space. Logically. Hope you all know that. A week later, after the statement, New York DIG has revealed that the company has filed for a Bitcoin ETF and is hoping for regulatory approval. I believe they are the third or fourth company entity this year who has attempted to try and put one forward. I don't know if it was the CME or the CBOE. I always confuse because of the letters. What was the other one? Star Fox? I don't remember what the other one. Pikachu. I don't remember what it was called. It was some other company that we've heard from before once or twice, who's also trying to get an ETF approved. Everyone's like doing the race now, just trying to do it because the former head of the SEC has left. We have a new head of the SEC who is apparently, so they say, very crypto friendly. And if one ETF gets put through, all you basically have to do is copy and paste it and say, here's our application. It's the same exact thing as that one. You can't deny it. And, everything kind of tumbles out of control. But yeah, so I think this is the year. There's no reason for it except for the word isn't fear. It's more like the people in the regulatory system see all the changes. They're not used to it. They're not used to being in complete control. And I said this in 2018. I think one of their ways of trying to maintain control is making people wait for things. You want an ETF, you got to wait a couple years. You want an ETF, you can't do it right now. Okay, finally you can have an ETF. And I don't know if they're expecting people to kiss their feet. I'm not even joking either. Like there was no reason for us not to have a Bitcoin ETF years ago. The argument is that Bitcoin wasn't mature enough and didn't have enough like institutions in the space. Well, look at that. Every single bank in the world is into it. So what more do you need? Anyway, that's the Bitcoin ETF news. So one of them is going to get it this year. And if they don't, no one's going to really care. People will just buy it somewhere else, because that's how the internet works now. And without further ado, let's move on. What? That's crazy. I would have never expected that. Grayscale just purchased another $344 million worth of Ethereum on behalf of its investors in just 14 days. That's a third of $1 billion just in Ethereum. According to crypto trading and insights platform Bybit, the Grayscale Ethereum Trust witnessed an influx of investment starting from the 3rd of February to the 13th, with thousands of Ether worth tens of millions of dollars entering the trust almost on a daily basis. Grayscale made the largest Ethereum buy this month so far on the 12th of January by purchasing 52,000 Ether worth $1,700 each. There's a little chart right there. Yada, yada. You get the point. Grayscale is very big on Ethereum. We have not heard many other funds who are allocating, I don't want to say anything, or huge amounts of money into Ethereum. The news that we normally get is that everyone and their mother is buying Bitcoin, and that Ethereum is going to be a world leader in this, and a world computer, and a world in that, and the people are going to be using it in a baja. But that is a huge bet. Third of $1 billion in just 2 weeks, and that's just in 2 weeks. They've done it before. I mean, it's not the first time that they've been doing it, but Grayscale continues to buy. They're also buying Bitcoin every day. For those of you who were completely unaware, when we get the Grayscale news, it's not that they're purchasing all at one time. Like, it happens every single day. They're purchasing more Bitcoin than is actually created every single day. I think their goal is to simply buy up all the Bitcoin that exists. Probably what it is. Anyway, that's the Grayscale news. And let's move on. In news that surprised me, but then unsurprised me, the popular American trading app Robinhood has announced it is working to enable cryptocurrency withdrawal and deposit functions on the platform. And I know that's going to sound a little weird. This will enable cryptocurrency users on the application to transfer coins like Bitcoin, Ether, and Dogecoin subsequently directly to the platform or off the platform. The development is coming a few days after the trading app made headlines for preventing users from buying things that they should have been legally able to buy, and also Dogecoin. For those of you who don't really understand what even a lot of that means, you're used to crypto at this point, kind of. You know, you buy it, you type in the super long address, you're like, send it to me. It gets sent to you. You want to send this somewhere else, you type in the super long address, it moves. Your friend's like, hey, I want it back. And you send it back and forth, and it's easy to send. There are a lot of applications out there where you can buy crypto, but you're actually not buying the crypto. And Robinhood's one of them. You're kind of just buying numbers on a screen that represents the cryptocurrencies. And I'm going to mega assumption, that when they told people not to buy GameStop, they rushed into Dogecoin. Woo! People got into Dogecoin. Robinhood also stopped people from being able to trade Dogecoin. That's fine. I can't trade it. I'll take my coins off and I'll trade it somewhere else. Oh, wait, I can't? I don't actually have Dogecoin on this platform? Well, that's crazy. Now I'm upset. I assume that's what happened. People were like, well, I can't trade it here. I'll trade it somewhere else. There's no withdrawal button. How do I take my... I can't? Oh, okay, well, now I'm just furious. I think the only way to take it off was to swap into US dollars, which is terrible because that creates a taxable event. And then you take the US dollars off their platform, send it to your bank account. From your bank account, it takes a couple days. Then you have to go to another platform to buy that cryptocurrency back that you had. And at that point, the coin is skyrocketed and you lost a whole bunch of money. So the news is that they're adding something that they should have added a long time ago to their platform. Yeah. So here's I believe the tweet for it right here. The tweets, plural, right there. Because I assume people were a little upset. I'm sure people haven't really, I'll use the F word, forgiven them. I don't think that it's happened yet, and I don't think it's going to happen for a long time. Anyway, as always, if you are legally able to do so within your own district, country, town, state, province, wherever you might live legally, it might be time to figure out how to self-custody and or just to have it on a proper cryptocurrency exchange, because, you know. Anyway, that's the Robinhood news. Good luck to them on doing that, because I think the moment they activate that, all their crypto is going to be gone. All of it. It's going to just completely move out of their platform. So good luck to them. Also wow, this is really popular and it shouldn't be news. Apparently, Tesla purchased all their Bitcoin from Coinbase. That's the news. That they had to buy it somewhere, so they went to Coinbase, and Coinbase was like, I got you, bro. And then Elon Musk opened up a big suitcase of money. They opened up a big suitcase that just had a flash drive on it. And they were like, give me money, I give you crypto. He got the crypto. He walked out of the office, got on his bicycle, and rode away. It was a Tesla bicycle as well, for those of you who did not know that. Are there Tesla bicycles? I don't think so. Anyway, the point is, this was also super popular. We know that Tesla had to buy it from somewhere. Is it the fact that they bought it from Coinbase that makes it news? Or is it Elon Musk is always smiling in every photo that we see of him? That's the Tesla Coinbase news. This was super popular. I get it, but I don't get it. And to finish things off, Chrysalis is IOTA's most extensive update and is ready to release its second phase. That would be all set for an enterprise scale deployment. That's a weird sentence. IOTA is prepared to migrate to a more mature network from its current network and create a base for IOTA's futuristic Courtside project. The second phase of Chrysalis migration aims to transfer existing IOTA tokens to EDSA addresses on the new network. Migration to Chrysalis will be carried out in two phases: pre-launch migration and post-launch migration. Token holders have the time to migrate their tokens and charge. IOTA is designed to be a pretty simple migration. So there's no time frame on here unless I nope, can't find it. So remember a couple days ago when I was like, why is IOTA popping up in price? There's no IOTA news. Surprise! There is. Apparently, they're apparently gonna Chrysalis a second time. So IOTA has an upgrade coming. I don't know if that warranted like an 80% rise in price, but alas, here we are. So don't really know where to go from here, but that's the IOTA news. And we had a lot of IOTA news the year before. Like 3 or 4 companies. It was Bosch, it was Jaguar, and who are the people who make the escalators? Them, wherever they're called. That they were going to be integrating IOTA or using their Tangle or something like that, but that was years ago. So yeah, it always kind of gets me when an upgrade's happening and a coin like skyrockets in price, but then Bitcoin gets like mega world adoption and goes down by like 1%. I don't know. I feel like we've had the conversation a lot of times, but I'm just going to say it again because, you know, I feel like saying it. Anyway. As always. Okay, Bitcoin's kind of pumping. A very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Professor Wally from Gunbite University, Jojo Shaw Show, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grolet, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Barebones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Crypto Stahl, George Montoya, Wiselink, Not TMI, Conan, Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banana, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Hana, Yasha Harari, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Moonman, High XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stroyer, Nostromo, John Sartini, Adam Marita, Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Grace, Mohammed Roni, Massive Ventures in Thailand, Jarvis Hunter, Wise Knight, Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cold 3D, Damien Setsun, The Rich Richard III, Vladimir Pale, Paxis, Nick Money, Devoli, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Mantis, Quantum, Touch Day, and Koskiv's Leg Day. Yes, to Crypto, What Face, Independent Monster Staff, Arithmetic 17, Big Me, Cake, Tigran, Macho, Nissan, Crypto, Milano, Karen Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to all the new Patreon members. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who has clicked the like button. Thank you to everyone who has left a comment. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. At the moment, Bitcoin is at, there we go, 52,835 US dollars. It is at 984 billion US dollars. We are so close to $1 trillion. And it just needs to happen already. Binance coin is up by 37% in the last 24 hours. It is at 256 US dollars. My goshness. Other things were like down. Now they're trying to go up. I guess it's because of Bitcoin trying to right there. Polkadot is up by 3%. So everything is like sideways down up. It makes sense when you look at it, but if you don't look at it, it doesn't make any sense. If you're driving, don't look at it, please. Chainlink is up by 4%. Dogecoin is up by 9.92%. Not sure why. I don't think Elon Musk said anything. Maybe. Now it's up 10%. Wonderful. EOS is up by 6%. Still no EOS news. I don't know what's going on. Monero's up by 1%. IOTA's up. Here we go. See? IOTA's up by 16%. Like, I get it, but I don't get it. NEM is up by 11%. Tron is up by 16%. Tezos is up by 4%. Huobi token is up by 20%. OKB is up by 16%. NEO is up by 6%. Okay, pretty good. Dash is up by 21%. Chain token is up by 20%. FTX token. I feel like the same tokens are up every single day. All right. FTX tokens up by 16%. Solana's up by 12%. Oh my gosh. Pancake Swap is up by 48%. There are moments when I get really sad, and that's one of them. Can you imagine if Bitcoin was up by 48%? Because, you know, logic. Zcash is up by roughly 10% if you round up. And yeah, the market's all over the place. It has no idea what it's going to do. I assume it's all waiting for Bitcoin to push past $1 trillion. I do hope that you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.